What is happening, everyone? It's your boy Ed from TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 286. The only what the hell is happening to my voice? Jesus Christ. The only series on YouTube that showcases the best of the best setups to help inspire you on creating or improving your very own. If you guys want to be a part of the show and show us what you got, then make sure to watch the video link down below to learn how to enter. But with that said, sit back and relax, because I think we all know what time it is. It's time for some tea. As great as my YouTube career is, I simply don't know how much longer I'm going to be on the platform, simply because they're always changing the algorithms, which makes it really difficult to stay relevant. I just can't have all my eggs in one basket. That's when I decided that investing is probably a good idea to secure my future. But the problem is, I don't know anything about investing, nor do I have the time to dedicate for it. So naturally, I found other ways around this. Wealthfront was one of them, who's also sponsoring today's video. Wealthfront is an automated investment service that uses software to manage your investments. They help you invest passively into the market with a diversified, customizable portfolio of expert-vetted ETFs. With Wealthfront, I'm able to kick back, relax, and focus on making videos while they do all the heavy lifting. Their software automatically handles the trading and regularly rebalances my portfolio. And thanks to their tax loss harvesting, Wealthfront is also working to help lower the taxes you owe. They do this by finding opportunities to turn market dips into tax savings to help boost your after-tax returns. Plus, they offer a range of investment accounts, so whether you're saving for retirement or just generally want to build wealth for the long term, they've got you covered. If you guys have always been wanting to get into investing but don't have the time or knowledge, then I recommend checking them out at wealthfront.com/techsource or just click my link below. And just as a bonus for my subscribers, you guys can get your first $5,000 managed for free. So kicking off the episode is a unique living room gaming setup from Andy, who used to be in the Army. He's now working security at Best Buy and is going to college for aviation, and he wanted to build a happy place where he can escape to. He does technically have a second bedroom, but decided it's best to convert that into a gym and use the extra space in the living room to build a setup. It took him a total of 4 days to set all this up for homework and gaming on his free time. I gotta say, I'm in love with the gray tones mixed with the orange accents. It's refreshing to see a different color palette, and you can kind of see the same color across the rest of his home. In some of his furniture, his closet doors, hell, even his cat is orange, which now makes sense where the inspiration came from. The setup definitely feels like it's a part of the home because of the color consistency. He did build the desk himself for only $450, and I love how there is built-in drawers and shelves for additional storage. Very nice use of space. We have a single 34-inch ultra-wide mounted against the wall next to a couple of edifier speakers with clean cable routing across the back of the monitor and into the raceway that leads to underneath the desk, where there are a few more raceways and cable clips getting the job done. I love how neat and tidy he kept the desk surface. We've got an Asus ROG Falchion wireless keyboard with a Tartarus gamepad on the left and a Logitech G502 Lightspeed mouse with clean cable work through the desk. Nicely done. Aside from the speakers up on the wall, he also owns a pair of wireless Mobius headphones that he keeps on a stand next to his super clean custom Mini ITX build featuring the 10850K and an MSI RTX 3070 Gaming X Trio. I love seeing SFX builds on Setup Wars. Sadly, we don't get that many, so it's always exciting to come across one. I do want to touch base on the decoration and personality aspect of the setup because I think it's done very well. The custom call sign and hexagon panels are a nice touch. It's tasteful and complements the setup's colors quite well. This is a great example that you don't need RGB to spice up a setup. You know, sometimes all it takes is a little bit of creativity. You mentioned in the notes that Setup Wars has inspired you to improve your setup, and taking a look at some of your old setup pics, it's really awesome to see the evolution from the very beginning. Thank you for entering, and tell your cat Jericho I said what's up. Up next is Connor from England and his white on black dual setup that took him a full 9 years of saving his money to buy parts. This man has been saving since he was 9 years old. The commitment, I love it. We got a 34-inch ultra-wide on the bottom, which is the main gaming monitor, and a 28-inch stacked on top for multitasking and watching content. The layout actually looks very similar to my old setup, with the ultra-wide slightly tilted at an angle, and he's even got his coiled keyboard cable going underneath it as well. For audio, we got a set of Kanto speakers positioned nicely towards him with those tilted stands and a pair of Corsair Void Pros that he uses when he games on both his PS5 and custom PC, featuring the Ryzen 7 2700X and an MSI RX 5700 XT. I would grab a few cleaning cloths and wipe down the dust from some of your gear, but otherwise a pretty dope setup. Thank you, Connor, for sharing this with us. Believe it or not, we have another Connor up next. Same name, different person. In fact, this one's from Texas, but it took him only 2 years to complete from saving all his birthday and Christmas money. We got a very compact setup next to his bed, built on an IKEA lag captain tabletop with those till slag legs for support, which is awesome because they also double as shelves. I'm not sure how safe it is having your outlet being exposed like that, but I would probably find a cover from Amazon and slap it on. I think they go for like $1 or something. Surely your safety is worth more than $1, right? The setup is used for gaming and watching content. We have a semi-TIE Fighter monitor layout with dual 24-inch stacked monitors and a 24-inch in vertical for monitoring Discord and browsing the web. Given the space constraints, I'm pleasantly surprised he was able to fit everything on the desk, including his PC, without making it look so cluttered. He's rocking the GK61 with HyperX pudding keycaps and a Pulse Fire Haste mouse. And then for audio, we got the Logitech Z13 speakers for general listening and watching content, while the Cloud Flights are dedicated for mostly gaming. I assumed he had a PS5 stashed somewhere judging by the PS5 controller, but it seems that he just uses the controller with his PC to play Rocket League. The PC part of the setup is a budget build featuring the Ryzen 5 2600 and a Gigabyte GTX 1050 Ti. When you get a chance, by the way, I would flip the power supply the other way so the fans are facing the bottom. It's not the end of the world the way you have it now, but it would help with airflow considering the vents for your case are on the bottom. The setup can use a few more tweaks to improve, but overall, it's not bad. There's a good bit of functionality, very nice use of space, and good cable management. Thank you, Connor number 2, for sharing this with us. Up next is the setup spotlight of the episode. Yeah, okay, maybe this was a bit too much of the spotlight segment, but there's no going back now, so let's get this over with. In fact, let's call this the potato segment just for this episode. So this is William's makeshift setup from Arizona, and it took him a whole year to build, which I find very fascinating. This setup would normally take anyone 5 minutes to put together, and if I'm being honest, it's not much of a setup really. I love that he wrote, "Please don't roast me," next to one of the games he plays. My guy, I think roasting you for playing Fortnite should be the least of your worries here. The setup looks like it belongs on the beach, or maybe at a picnic in a park somewhere, because it's got those dual resin tabletops, one for the monitor and the second one to hold up his keyboard and mouse. I do love the ingenuity here though. I'm actually really happy you didn't pile everything on one tabletop. So this is actually a console gaming setup where he plays on his PS5 mostly, but he does own an HP laptop for homework and browsing the web. Also, a side note, if your console costs more than your entire setup, there's something going on here. Shouldn't you have used that money to, I don't know, buy a nice desk to build on? He's even got 2 DualSense controllers. Unless this was given to you as a gift, I think your priorities aren't straight here. I'm not even gonna get into the rat's nest in the corner over there. This place looks like a hazard. I think a really nice desk would be a great starting point, which will give you enough space to keep everything on there instead of having to use 4 separate tables. And yes, I counted 4 separate tables in this room. You can also cable manage a lot better since everything will be in reach. You said in the notes that you're moving really soon and your next setup will have some massive upgrades. I hope massive doesn't mean getting a bigger resin tabletop, but if you do actually upgrade your setup, feel free to submit again. Thank you, William, for making us feel a lot better. Instead of using bleach to cleanse your eyeballs, let's wash away the pain with Zuri's well-executed gaming setup. We got neutral colors, allowing him to shift the color scheme to anything he wants, and I love that. We got a single 27-inch 144Hz with a flat monitor riser underneath, which doesn't really add much function, but I gotta say, it looks really nice. It kinda acts like a dedicated platform to organize some of his gear. Even the peripherals are nicely organized. I love this guy's attention to detail. We got a set of Logitech speakers for the main source of audio and the Corsair Virtuosos for gaming. Once again, I love seeing cool designs with acoustic panels. Taking something very basic like this and adding a creative element to it really improves the overall look of your setup while still providing its original functionality. The panels also double as channel raceways, allowing Zuri to run the cables through them and under the desk where a Signum is doing the rest of the work. He does own a 2016 Razer Blade if he wants to go mobile and get some work done, but when it's time to clap kids on Valorant, he uses the big boy custom gaming PC featuring the Ryzen 9 3900X and the MSI RTX 2080 Super. I'm not sure if it's just in the pictures, but it seems like both of your exhaust fans aren't working. You might want to check the connections or replace them if they are faulty, but it is a beast of a system regardless. Also, a very nice Yeezy collection you got there, my guy. You didn't have to flex on this so hard, but damn, that is a nice collection of sneakers you got scattered around in your room. A very impressive setup, no doubt. Thank you, Zuri, for sharing this with us. As a reminder, you guys can always pick up a cheap Windows CD key for less than $15. Just click on my link below and use the code TS20 for an extra 20% off. Once you get your CD key, just visit the activation settings in Windows and change your product key. It's that simple. And that will do today's video. As always, make sure you guys comment below. Let me know which of these setups was your absolute favorite. Season 5 is ending very soon, so toss a like if you guys are enjoying it so far. And if you're new here, consider subscribing because I do host setup wars every single Monday. I love you beautiful toenails, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. We got it, baby. That was it. That was the one.